Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Greetings of love and peace to everyone. And we start with our famous minute. Can I imagine just for a minute that I am much more than what the mirror reflects back to me? The mirror reflects my physical body. I am much, much more than this physical body. I am a very subtle divine energy, spirit, sitting inside this body, the thinking, feeling, intelligence. And my original quality, my original religion is peace. So just have this awareness and allow yourself to sink into that inner world, that highest awareness filled with peace. So our thought for today is very connected to this little exercise we just did. So the thought for today is this: peace is being established in the world now. Hard to believe?
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Where, when, why, what? I know when you say peace, and it's important to say because in Hebrew it's shalom, but it's
Yeah,
also shalva.
that's right.
So we're talking, but even if I talk peace between countries, peace between people, inner peace, it feels it feels like we're, even people that are usually were peaceful it feels like this year and a half, almost 2 years, that we're in an ongoing war here. It feels like it's not as natural as it was. It's not as it's like we went backward, not forward. If we
Right.
have this aim, and so is now where? Let me go there.
Yeah. So let me pick up a few words that you've been using. Maybe it's not so much that peace has become less natural, this inner peace, because of circumstances and situations externally, but that our peace is showing up as not as powerful as it needs to be. Because maybe this is a new concept for some, but our peace, even our happiness, has to have teeth in it, if you know this expression. We can't just be peaceful. We have to be powerfully peaceful. And these kinds of circumstances and situations are there to show us that there is much more to peace than what we've been working with. And in coming back to the depth of peace, the power of peace, we have what we need to sow seeds for a different tomorrow. Because for tomorrow to be different, we really need a completely different relationship, or I should say, completely different experience of this thing called peace. A completely different experience of this thing called happiness. It's not the happiness, it's not even the love or the peace or happiness of this, what we've been using as that for all these past lifetimes. That's actually been taking away and reducing, making more and more conditional on what was going on outside for there to be any kind of experience of it inside. So that's upside down. That's upside down. And for tomorrow to be really different, we have to get right side up on these issues. And so just to finish up with, right side up means understanding what peace is. It's not beautiful countryside or, a beautiful painting on the wall. It's an energy. I, the living being inside, I'm made of that energy, and we have to go to the rescue of that energy.
It's nice what you're saying. You're saying it's not that we are less with peace in peace, but we need more because of what's going on outside. That's what you're saying, if I understand correctly.
We need more, and I would say even further, these times are to show us
we have more.
Yeah, exactly. Not only we have more, but much more is needed to really change or see the this winter of humanity, this night of humanity turn into its spring, turn into its day. Can't be the kind of peace we've been working with now, or happiness, or even love. We have to go for the real energy of these things.
Yeah, and you remind me of, like, let's say a diamond, which is buried inside. And you can, when it stays on earth, you just see it and it doesn't look special. But when you start working on it, then you get to the bottom of it. But, I'm thinking about a daily routine, our daily lives, and they're full of challenges, and they're full of, I even want to say, obstacles. And we're talking a lot about the practice of coming back every minute, and which is a very good practice, because it helps you look. We're talking a little bit about looking at when we sit in the palace. We also talk about that. We sit in the palace of our mind. We see the bigger picture. All of this really helps us be in peace. But then it's so easy in all the hassles of the day. It's still easy, and I feel I would even say that I feel lucky. I feel lucky that I can be most of the day with my inner peace.
Right.
Because I see people around me, and it's really not that easy. And when they go inside their head, it doesn't, the pictures don't help.
Right. Yeah, of course. But first of all, this is a choice. I would say beyond a choice, it's a decision. And making a decision like this, that I want to plug myself into a new source of energy, a new life force to run my relationships, the way I take up my responsibilities. This is a decision. Up until now, we haven't had to make any decisions about this. Our families, relationships, circumstances, and situations were what we plugged into to give us well-being. But like I was saying before, that's upside down. We're not supposed to be taking from all of these things. We're supposed to be plugged into the great source of these things energetically inside and coming to us from above, and move through life giving these things. So it's a decision to unplug myself, to stop expecting, stop needing circumstances, situations, and people to provide me with this energy of peace or happiness, and to figure out where's the plug inside and start plugging myself in. Unplugging, plugging, unplugging, disconnecting in order to connect, and then connect again, but in a completely new way. So this is a decision. And this decision makes you a hero. There are many kinds of heroes. Certainly we see them. We see them now and we bow, we take our hats off to them and our hearts open with love and gratitude and appreciation. But this is a spiritual hero because you're making the choice, you're renouncing, first of all, lots and lots of things in order to give the time needed, the attention needed to this disconnecting or unplugging in order to connect and plug to something else so that I can again connect relationships, responsibilities, but from full power.
And I think it's really nice. I'm smiling because the other day we were talking a business, not with you. I had a business meeting and we were talking that a lot of people, I think, want to make the decision or aiming for this decision to be in that place, to be, you call it a hero. I agree with you. It's the hero of peace, of truth, of our nature, nature, values and cores. And I see a lot of people, they want to make this decision. They're aiming for that. And we really connected it even in a business style. So it doesn't have to be, I'm trying to say, it doesn't have to be all spiritual, or it is spiritual, but it's related very, very tight to our daily lives.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
even in our businesses, we can act from that place.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a question of really defining for myself, independently of what's going on, what are my principles? What are my values? And what makes you a hero is that you are very determined to live by them no matter what. And it means first and foremost in your attitude. So for example, if one of my principles is to treat others as I would like them to treat me, if that's my principle, then I have to stick to that. Not only in the way I interact with the clerk in the supermarket, but then my attitude towards everything going on in the world and everyone. This takes courage, and this makes you a hero because you're renouncing a lot of old programmings and conditionings which otherwise might have supported you. They've justified all sorts of behaviors and attitudes which were not according to your principles. We're talking about modeling a new way, which is not a new way. It's an old way and the original and true way of being. And that's what these times are inviting us to do. Come back to true being.
And a lot of the time we're talking about the new, making the new way, giving new thoughts. When you say the word God, you use the or higher consciousness, or you treat it differently. It's a new concept. I don't think we all see that way, and maybe you can share a little bit. How do you see it differently?
How I understand a relationship with God?
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's absolutely primary in this decision to model the true way, no matter what. And it's very simple, but it's revolutionary, basically. Just as I am not the physical body, I am the being inside this human form. And the being looks a lot like this picture behind me, just that. Actually, it's just a tiny point of light, pure light, spiritual, divine, very high frequency light. I am made in his image. In other words, the Supreme Soul also looks like that. And that one is not in me. That one is not in everything. Cockroaches, spiders that bite and kill, never. That one is above, beyond the physical dimension. And we can make that connection. Our consciousness can be tuned up to that frequency. And so then it's like drawing from that source too. So then I have my own divine self to pull from. And as soon as I connect with that space, that frequency in me, I'm automatically on the same wavelength. And I feel that light and might coming to me. That means I may be a hero, but I am not alone.
I think when I hear you all the time and when I hear you talk about me in his image, and I know that when you say that, it's like you draw those and you aim for becoming that, being that today, not tomorrow, today.
Now, in this
now,
moment.
and peaceful now.
That's right.
And I think that gives a lot of that's an elevated thought, as we were talking about, because just having this thought, I'm in his image and I can be elevated, I can draw and I can be that now. And what do I do? And yeah, so every time I hear you talk it, you can feel it.
Yeah, because this is my experience. This relationship with the Supreme, the one above, the divine, this relationship changes everything. If you have a really good friend, in the presence of that really good friend, you can be uplifted very naturally. You're colored by the company you keep. So imagine keeping this one's company.
And it's true. I just told my husband, we were talking this morning, that the company you have around you, and right now in these days, many people, most of the people, even even the happy, they're tired, and it's very difficult. So he said very wisely, you have to pick your company. Now we're not talking about changing our friends. We love them, even in their bad times and everything. But when we take another to our company and make it in our company, that makes life different. And then you can help.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Change your companies.
You're present with a different energy that influences. The atmosphere is not empty. It's filled with the energies of we beings inside this human form.
Yeah.
You just said something which also made me think, oh yeah, you know what the best company is? Who's the best company? Is my thoughts. The worst company is the thoughts I allow into my mind, which then run me on a treadmill. It's as if my mind is thinking me instead of me using my mind to think. It's a terrible thing. We're upside down. These are the times to get ourselves right side up.
And with this notion, we're coming again to a great last minute, peaceful minute.
Yeah.
Upside down.
Getting ourselves right side up. So again, it's amazing the power of a thought. Can I just give my mind this excellent food for thought. I am the being, sparkling like a diamond, somewhat where you place the mind. My original quality is gentle, gentle silence, a peace that's filled with power, just like the sun. Will I not see myself as a miniature sun, empowered by the original and eternal sun above?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharona, thank you all. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. See you
See you,
tomorrow.
see you tomorrow.